Unless we re-establish order, there will be more and worse wars coming in the next few years in more and more areas around the world.
Code Red for Humanity is not a group of political officials, elected officials. These are the scientists.
We are getting dangerously close to the point of no return.
The biggest threat to the United States right now is the threat to the democratic system itself. I mean, there is a chance, it's not a big chance, but there is a chance that the next presidential election would be the last democratic election in US history.
Iran is locked and loaded and ready to equalize the strikes upon Israel at 3-3, but this time no more Mr. Nice Guy.
There's a sense of unease in the air. The Dajjalic forces, the forces of the Antichrist, or the Globalists, those shadowy players behind the chaos, are tightening their grip. They're twisting the narrative to push us all towards one common desire. A strong, unified government that promises to bring back peace and stop the ongoing destruction of our world. But here's the twist. It's the very forces that are fueling the turmoil. They're stirring up conflicts, turning once peaceful places into hotbeds of violence. Each new flare-up brings us closer to a potential third world war, whether ignited by Ukraine or Israel, one that could lead to nuclear devastation. When you look at the world from above, it's hard to ignore the scars. You can see the simmering conflicts. Troubling unrest looms everywhere on the horizon. At the same time, organizations like the World Health Organization and other so-called scientific institutions are stoking the fires of fear.
We need to be prepared for the next pandemic. We were not prepared for COVID-19, so we need to do better. And we need to be committed to make sure all tools get out to everyone in the world.
With each alarming forecast, they paint a grim picture. Global hunger, disappearing fresh water sources, and a looming economic collapse. It's all designed to keep us anxious and on the edge. In this atmosphere of uncertainty, the real weapon is information itself. It's here that the Dajjalic forces, the globalists, they unleash a relentless stream of horror stories disguised as scientific knowledge and expert analysis. Each narrative twists the truth, fostering a climate of fear that feels almost overwhelming. As these Dajjalic figures grow darker, the call for control becomes more urgent. The forces of Dajjal, the forces of globalism, are playing a dangerous game, pushing humanity to its limits, where the desire for stability might come at the expense of all our freedom. The struggle for power and survival today is truly unfolding before our eyes.
Aujourd'hui, au bout de ça, on parle de puces qu'on pourra s'implanter. Ce sera quand ça?
Certainement dans les 10 années à venir. Et d'abord, on va les implanter dans nos vêtements, c'est-à-dire wearables, comme on le dit. Et après, on pourrait s'imaginer qu'on les implante dans nos cerveaux ou dans notre peau. Et à la fin, peut-être il y a une communication directe entre notre cerveau et le monde digital. Ce que nous voyons, c'est une sorte de fusion du monde physique, digital et biologique.
On appelle quelqu'un, on n'a même plus le réflexe de devoir prendre un appareil, ça se fait naturellement. Hein. La technique continue le corps.
Oui, vous parlez et vous dites, je veux maintenant être connecté avec n'importe qui. Et d'abord, vous avez les robots personnalisés. Et j'ai vu que M. Zuckerberg a prédit qu'à la fin de l'année, il va avoir son robot, son butler personnalisé qui est à sa disposition.
Donc, comme dans Downton Abbey, on aura son butler personnel, son serviteur, son esclave.
Oui, mais il y a une différence. C'est un serviteur qui, avec l'intelligence artificielle, apprend. Et qui n'est pas seulement votre assistant pour des travaux manuels, qui peut vraiment être un partenaire intellectuel de vous.
The main thing behind these tactics is to unite the world under a one world government. In recent months, other forms of world governance have surfaced. For example, in early August this year, the Club of Rome, which brings together representatives of the world's political, financial, cultural and scientific elite, as well as the not yet very popular independent think tank Council for the Future of Mankind, published a report on their round table held in July. This document, entitled Round Table on the Future of Humanity, a global call to action in the face of the multiple crises affecting humanity, naturally paints the same bleak picture of the future that we have already mentioned. According to the participants of this round table, humanity is facing the greatest danger, a crisis consisting of many interrelated, catastrophic risks. There is currently no action plan to address this issue. There is not even an agreement on what humanity should do to save itself.
In one way or another, we are so far, globally, we are so far above the population and the consumption levels which can be supported by this planet that I know in one way or another it's going to come back down. So I don't hope to avoid that. I hope that it can occur in a civil way, and I mean civil in a special way, peaceful. Peace doesn't mean that everybody's happy, but it means that conflict isn't solved through violence, through force, but rather in other ways. And so that's what I hope for.
So my dear friends, what are we actually seeing coming out of this so-called roundtable discussion? They're suggesting to save our planet, we need to adopt a plan for voluntary population reduction. They also want us to agree Earth system currency and create a global commission to establish the truth. This last one sounds a lot like the Ministry of Truth from George Orwell's book, The Ministry of Truth. It's actually aimed at silencing anyone who challenges the intentions of this so-called Dajjalic world order to come.
When I'm president, the United States will once again stand shoulder to shoulder with the state of Israel. I will support Israel's right to win its war on terror, and we will win fast. You have to win, and you have to win fast.
It's important for people in America to understand that there's not really much of a difference between Republicans and Democrats, especially when we have these powerful organizations operating inside America, as they did under Trump, as they are doing under Biden. The only way to make your voice truly heard is to push back against both parties. That would send a powerful message that change is needed and you do not consent. Thanks for listening to the Independent Islamic Republic. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good night.